I got into the pool industry by buying my first route through National Pool Route Sales and coming in directly through Charles, in contact with Charles, and having him bring me in. And then all throughout the beginning stages of my career was phone calls to Charles. What do I do now? How do I get to this point? And having him basically mentor me along throughout my career.
When you first went to buy the pool route, obviously that's a big investment. How easy did National Pool Routes, make the purchase of your buying the route and helping you get started?
It was extremely easy because Charles puts it in terms that just make sense to me. I mean, it was, his example was you're not buying a pizza place and hoping that people want pizza. People already have pools, they need someone to take care of them. I'm buying an existing route, existing customers from a pool guy who has been taking care of these people for, however long. In this case, it was a retiree. Some of these accounts he'd had for 30 years. So I'm basically coming into these accounts with a recommendation of a pool guy that these people have trusted for 30 years. So it appears as I'm coming in as this is my hand-chosen guy to come in and take care of your pool for me. I'm retiring. So it was very easy, and the decision was easy based on that.
And how easy did National Pool Routes make the actual transaction in handling it, making sure escrow went well and all that? And how confident were you that Charles, this was the right route to buy?
In the conversations with Charles, the decision to buy the route was very easy because I happened to know a local guy who knew the seller. So that helped me, that eased some of my own anxiety having never been in the industry before. But that person was able to say to me, I know the seller, he's been around for a long time, and you're going to get his best pools. I've also worked with Charles in the sale of a route, but so having been on the other side of that, I can definitely say that the process is very simple. In fact, that I don't remember anything negative about it means it was easy. It was effortless. I mean, I didn't have to know anything. It was all in his hands, and I let him handle it. And paperwork comes in the mail, and I sign it, and that's done. So it was very easy.
Now, entering the pool industry with zero experience, can you tell me what Charles says in his books, in his videos, and in his seminars? How important was that to you?
Coming into the pool industry, not knowing anything about it, and truly knowing nothing even about pools. Forget the industry, but even just about a pool in general. Outside of swimming in it, I knew nothing about the equipment on the pad. I knew nothing about chemistry. I knew nothing about any of it. But where his book and his phone calls and everything else that were so helpful was, I put my whole career and that investment in the pool route that I bought, I put it all in his hands. Like, what do I do now? Show me what did I what did I just buy, and what's the potential? Where can I go with this? And I was able to. I got him on the phone whenever I needed to. I would get his attention, and he would respond to me. But when I bought the book, I had so many questions, being new in the industry, that he says, buy my book, which sounds like he's selling you a book, but it wasn't that. It was all the questions that I had were answered in the book. So the book made it very simple. I took the book home, read the book, implemented what was in the book, and whenever I had a question with something specifically in the book, I could call him with a specific question now, and I could say to him, I read the book, and here are my questions based on the book. But by implementing what was laid out in the book and not having bad habits in the industry, because I had no habits in the industry, I was very malleable, and I was open to whatever he had to say because he knew more about it than I did, and I was willing to say, what do I do? And if there was something that the book said or that he would say, I would just do it. I took the existing route that I had bought, and I was able to implement what Charles had laid out in his book, and in a couple of the phone calls that were really just me clarifying what was in the book before I did it. But I would take template letters right out of the book, and I implemented the rate increase over the course of 2 months. I took half the people and raised them, then it worked, and I took the other half and raised them as well. I raised my service rates a minimum of 25% for everybody, and I lost 3 accounts, and they were 3 that I would have given away. I mean, they were brutal, and they were my worst customers, and like he always says, those are the people that you want to raise their rate and lose them, because less work and more money. So I was able to increase I would say the overall earnings of the route 25% a month within 2 months. And of course, a rate increase goes on for more than a month. I mean, it's permanent at that point. So the rate increase alone, the first month of the rate increase, paid for all the advice, paid for the book, paid for everything. And the second month was just gravy. The key points for recommending Charles to any other pool routes or pool guys who either are thinking of buying or selling or just looking for help in the industry, I do recommend that people contact him. I tell them if they're lucky enough to find a copy of his book, get it, whatever the cost is. I mean, I know that I've heard stories of it selling for $2,000, $2,500 on eBay, but it sounds stupid. It's completely worth it. If you buy it and if you actually read it and implement it, it's worth it.